Hello students, this is Padmalaya Misra. Welcome to my YouTube channel Botany Class. Today we will discuss on the topic the structure of a perfect flower. Okay, then starts. The flower is the branch of the shoot specially modified for sexual reproduction. They bear male and female reproductive cells which on fusion produce seeds. The seeds germinates to produce new plant. Flower may be seen in the axil of a leaf or on the terminal position of a branch. Accordingly, it is termed as axillary when it is on the axil of a leaf. Example, China rose, or terminal when terminal position of a branch. Example, sunflower. It may again be seen single, that is solitary. Example, China rose, or in bunches. Example, Caesalpinia. A bunch or a collection of flower is termed as an inflorescence. Both male and female flowers may be present in a single plant, that is, both the sexes are present on one plant. Okay, such a plant is called monoecious. Example, gourd, maize, etc. In some cases like papaya, palm, etc., the female and male flowers are seen in two different plants. Such plants are called dioecious. Other cases there where a plant may be unisexual, bisexual and neuter flowers. Such plants are known as polygamous. Example, mango. Mango is a tree on which unisexual, bisexual and neuter flowers are seen. Okay, then we come to the typical parts of a perfect flower. First, stalk. The flower is attached to the shoot by means of a stalk or pedicel. The tip of the stalk is enlarged and slightly flattened, from where the petals and other parts arise. That means stalk is the base of the flower. This flattened part of the stalk is called thalamus. The top of the stalk is called thalamus, from where all the parts, that means petals, sepals, gynoecium, androecium, all arises. The leaf-like structure bearing a flower in its axil is called a bract. Okay. Similar leaf-like structure present at anywhere of the pedicel below the receptacle of the flower is called a bracteole. The four holes of the flower are attached is called the receptacle. Okay. First, calyx. The four holes, the outermost hole is calyx. We will discuss first it. This is the outermost part of the flower. Calyx is the outermost part of the flower, forming a whole of tiny green leaf-like structure called sepals. In the bud condition, they enclose the inner parts of the flower, providing them necessary protection. Calyx provides protection to the inner parts of the flower. Okay. Sepals are the green outermost part of the flower. They usually fall off soon after the flower opens or sometimes are persistent. Example, brinjal. In brinjal, the sepals are persistent. When sepals look like petals, that means petaloid, they attract the insects for pollination. Example, clematis. In clematis plant, sepals become petaloid and attracts insects for pollination. Green sepals perform photosynthetic function. Sepals are generally green in color, so they perform photosynthetic function. Then the inner to the calyx is corolla. We will discuss about corolla. Corolla is the inner to the calyx made up of petals. It forms the second inner hole. Usually white or colored, but never green. We never see a green flower, but different color flower we can see. The petals make flower attractive. Corolla with free petal is called polypetalous, and that with united or fused petals called gamopetalous. When the petals are free, they are polypetalous, and when they are united or fused, it is gamopetalous. Okay. Petals are large, fragrant and brightly colored parts of the flower, and it is usually its function is to attract insects for pollination. Okay, then we will discuss about androecium. Androecium is the third hole inner to the corolla, and individual members are called stamens. Stamens are delicate thread-like structures. Each stamen is formed of a long, narrow, thin filament and a broad, sac-like, bilobed anther found at its tip. Okay. Each anther contains 4 pollen sacs in which the pollen grains develop. The pollen grains contain the male gametes. The tissue that joins filament with the anther lobes is called connective. Stamens are the male reproductive parts of the flower. Okay. Then gynoecium. The innermost part of the flower is gynoecium, which is also the fourth hole. It is also called a pistil. Gynoecium also called as a pistil. Each carpel is formed of 3 parts. One is swollen ovary at the base. Second, a narrow thread-like style, and third, a terminal expanded stigma at the top. A flower having a single carpel is called monocarpellary. Example, Fabaceae. In Fabaceae family, monocarpellary flowers are seen. More number of carpels termed as compound or multicarpellary. The multicarpellary gynoecium may be apocarpous with totally free carpels. Example, clematis, or syncarpous with fused carpels. Example, mustard, hibiscus, datura, etc. Bicarpellary, similarly bicarpellary. Example, allium, that means 2 carpel. Tetracarpellary, that means 4 carpel. Example, Datura berberis. Pentacarpellary, that means 5 carpels. Example, Melia, hibiscus, etc. And multicarpellary means so many carpels are there. Example, papaver. The portion of the carpellary tissue to which ovules are attached is called the placenta. The ovules are attached to the placenta. The mode of distribution of ovules inside the ovary is called placentation. The mode of distribution of ovules inside the ovary is called placentation. Carpels are the female reproductive parts of the flower. Okay. Androecium is the male reproductive part and gynoecium is the female reproductive part. This is all about a typical flowering plant. Typical flower. This is all about a typical flower. Okay. In the next class, we will discuss about male gametophyte and female gametophyte and all other things.